Good evening and welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm Alyssa Ashe. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for another nightly news recap. We have some hot topics that we will be discussing tonight, including everyone's favorite CNN correspondent, Jim Acosta, and what's going on with the legal battle there between CNN and the White House. Good evening and welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network. wildfires. Thank you so much for joining us what's tonight going on in the new House in the new Senate recap. We have hot topics that we will rally up tonight, including everyone's favorite CNN correspondent, you all chosen Right Side Broadcasting Network with the legal battle there between CNN Network and the White House. Out joining us on Broadcasting Network wildfires. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so glad that you joined another nightly Senate recap. We are hot topics that will rally up tonight, including everyone's favorite CNN as well. So I will be diving right side what's going on with the legal battle there between CNN and the White House that I haven't mentioned yet on Alyssa Ashe and Avery today. I'm so glad that you joined another nightly Senate recap. We are hot topics that will rally up tonight, and looking right now, CNN so glad as well. Double audio should be fixed now. Sorry about that. Sarah Goldsmith says, what on earth am I watching? Well, you're watching the nightly news recap on Right Side Broadcasting Network with Alyssa Ashe, and really thankful that you guys have joined us here tonight. So thank you very much for that. Really appreciate you guys. And I'm going to do a quick check on the audio right now, getting some feedback. Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Happy Friday, good evening, and welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Alyssa Ashe. Thank you so much for joining me for another nightly news recap. I'll be discussing some hot topics you've seen in the mainstream media from a different perspective. We'll be talking about everyone's favorite CNN chief White House correspondent, Jim Acosta, and the battle he's facing right now with the White House. Also, we'll be giving you an update on the California wildfires, Winter Storm Avery, and what's going on in the new House and the Senate. So definitely stay tuned for that. Got lots of interesting stories tonight that I will be sharing with you all. And of course, if you have any stories you'd like to share with me that I may have missed, send them to me on Twitter at Alyssa Ashe, RSBN. Would really appreciate that. So we're going to dive right into the news of the day. Not sure if you were following it on the mainstream media or just waiting for my nightly news recap, because of course you can always do that. So first we're going to start off talking about what's going on with White House correspondent Jim Acosta for CNN. I know many of you have strong feelings about him. You've seen him on our channel before when he was actually interviewed at a rally by one of our reporters, Max Kleiber. Now recently there was kind of a scandal in the White House press briefing room when CNN correspondent Jim Acosta was asking President Trump questions in an aggressive manner. And it just did not go well. And he continued to ask the questions, and President Trump asked him to stop. He didn't. And then I believe it was a White House intern, came up to Acosta to take the mic away, and he did not want to give it away. So of course that story made headlines, and some are saying, like Cassie Dillon, Acosta, we want you to tell the news, not be the news. And so because of this, Jim Acosta had his White House press briefing room, his press pass revoked. But now he has received his hard pass back. Now, the difference between a hard pass and just being able kind of to enter at any time is with a White House press pool hard pass, he can enter and leave at any time he would like without having to go through some of the more intensive security measures. So he received his hard pass back, but President Trump said that the White House is now creating a set of rules for respect during these press conferences. And President Trump said he does not like the way Acosta has treated himself, his staff, and of course Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. Now President Trump said that he wants to do this without undermining or disregarding the First Amendment. Also going to be updating you guys on what's going on in Georgia right now and what's going on in the House and the Senate, and some weather coverage as well. So going to start off with Georgia. President Trump's tweets there today about Brian Kemp becoming governor. I'm going to pull up that tweet for you right now, so don't go anywhere. So you can see President Trump tweeted out earlier today, this was at 4:37 p.m. He said, "Congratulations to Brian Kemp on becoming the new governor of Georgia. Stacey Abrams fought brilliantly and hard. She will have a terrific political future. Brian was unrelenting and will become a great governor for the truly wonderful people of Georgia." Now, during the nightly news recap, I always do a segment where we go through all of President Trump's tweets from the day, and I know that is one of your favorite segments, so I thought, why not? We'll just kick it off tonight by going through some of these tweets from today. So scrolling back earlier today, I hope you were able to see it. We actually streamed it on our channel for you, and there were quite a few watching. I think 1,000 or 2,000. I need to go back and check those numbers, but we were really glad to have you with us earlier. And so you can see this is what he tweeted out. It looks like the entire ceremony, and he says, "Today in the East Room of the White House, it was my true privilege to award 7 extraordinary Americans with the Presidential Medal of Freedom." And so that was a beautiful ceremony. Hope that you all were able to see it earlier today. Now, 7 hours ago, President Trump tweeted out, "People are not being told that the Republican Party is on track to pick up 2 seats in the U.S. Senate." And epic victory, 53-47. The fake news media only wants to speak of the House, where the midterm results were better than other sitting presidents. And looking up 2 hours ago, President Trump tweeted out congratulations to Ron DeSantis on becoming the new governor of Florida. Against all odds, he fought and fought and fought, and the result being a historic victory. He never gave up, and he never will. He will be a great governor. So President Trump definitely showing support there for, of course, the candidates that he endorsed during his time on the campaign trail for midterms. Now, moving up, President Trump also tweeted out a thread about the caravan that we're going to look at. He said, "Isn't it ironic that large caravans of people are marching to our border wanting USA asylum because they are fearful of being in their country? Yet, they are proudly waving their country's flag. Can this be possible? Yes, because it is a big con, and the American taxpayer is paying for it." And he did pin to his page when he gave out the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And just in case you missed that, today, while this kind of rolls in the background here, I want to tell you the names of the recipients of those awards today, in case you missed it. And I'm pulling that up right now. President Trump did give one of the medals to Elvis and Babe Ruth. So definitely some interesting choices there. And he also gave one of the honors to Miriam Adelson, who is a doctor and a Republican mega donor married to Republican Sheldon Adelson. He also gave one of the Medals of Freedom to retiring Senator Orrin Hatch of Utah, who did tweet it out and said that it was just the greatest honor. And he also gave one out to Alan Page, an NFL Hall of Fame defensive tackle turned Minnesota State Supreme Court justice. And like I said, Elvis Presley, Babe Ruth, Antonin Scalia, the late Supreme Court justice, and Roger Staubach, the NFL Hall of Fame quarterback. So definitely an interesting group of people there. And of course, many were happy with it, but of course, some did get some criticism for it as well. Now, moving on, we're going to look into some of the next stories. And I see some of you commenting in the chat room about a slight lag. I apologize for that. Had a couple of issues with our program tonight that we stream from, but I know you're able to hear better now and hopefully see as well. Also, thank you to everyone who has already sent me some of those wonderful stories on Twitter that I will be sharing with everyone. Of course, you can also reach out to me on my public Facebook page, Alyssa Ashe, RSBN. Like I said, you can DM me on Twitter at Alyssa Ashe, RSBN, or you can ask questions right here in the YouTube chat. Would love that. That would be absolutely fantastic. And I am going to pull up some new information for you all from the next story of the night. But while I get that ready, want to play just a little bit of Jacob Seals music. I don't know if you all are familiar. Jacob Seals is the brother of our CEO, Joe Seals, and he is a wonderful musician and producer. Many of you really enjoy his music, so I'm going to take a second and let you listen. Ready, want to play just a little bit of Jacob Seals' music. I don't know if you all are familiar. Jacob Seals is the brother of our CEO, Joe Seals, and he is a wonderful musician and producer. Many of you really enjoy his music, so I'm going to take a second and let you listen. Ready, want to play just a little bit of Jacob Seals' Hey everyone, thank you so much for staying with us right here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. Welcome back to part 2 of the Nightly News Recap. So glad to have you guys here with us tonight on this beautiful Friday night. Whether you are in the Northeast or New England, braving some very cold temperatures, or maybe even in the West, battling the horrible California wildfires, we're really glad to have you all with us tonight. And we thank you for joining and choosing Right Side Broadcasting Network as your trusted news network. Now, in case you're not aware, Right Side Broadcasting Network is actually viewer and donor supported, and we are not able to do this without your donations. So we thank everyone that has helped us get this far. Right Side Broadcasting Network is growing, and there are a lot of great things in store. So thank you all who have donated in the past and who will in the future. I'm going to show you and tell you real quick just a couple ways you can help support Right Side Broadcasting Network. Of course, you can click the $sign down below here on YouTube. That is the super chat button. It's a very easy way to donate, and of course your donation will come up in a bright color in the chat room, and you can type a message and I will share your name and of course thank you on air. So you get a little bit of recognition there. Now you can also go to our website, rsbnetwork.com/donate, and you'll see the different options there. Now, in case you may not be familiar, want to show you the different ways that you can donate through our website. There are actually 3 different options there. So you go to rsbnetwork.com/donate, and I'm going to pull it up so you can see. It's a very easy way to donate, and of course your donation will count. So you can see our website has been modified and updated by our fantastic CEO, Joe Seals. So when you go to our donate page, you will see this picture of President Trump with his thumbs up, and it says support Right Side Broadcasting Network, and it just talks about how we are not supported by large donors, we don't have big advertisers, we're being censored by social media, and without your support we would not be here. So then it shows you the 4 easy ways to donate. Of course, one is how you can donate on PayPal. Now, PayPal is really great because we actually get to keep 90% of the donation, whereas on YouTube we are just keeping 70% of that donation. So you can help us out there directly with your PayPal account. Now, of course, you can also donate on Patreon. Now, Patreon is a fun way to donate because you will be able to receive fun things in the mail, and I'm going to show you a couple of them. So with Patreon, you can actually become a monthly donor or a patron and receive fun things in the mail. You get a little something from us in return that I'm going to show you guys in just a second when I switch screens, but also want to show you that last way you can donate, the old-fashioned way, the Tom O'Neill way. That is what we call it here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. And all you have to do is write out a check to RSBN and send it to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344 in Auburn, Alabama, 36830. Now I'm going to switch screens and pull up, show you guys what you're going to receive if you become a patron, but also want to show you a beautiful picture of our staff. These are a few of our reporters at the campaign rallies. We're so thankful we've been able to attend them. It's been so wonderful on the campaign trail along with President Trump. Been to about 40 rallies all over America in the last few months. So really thankful that I have been able to go. Also, shout out to our moderators in the chat room. Thank you so much, Guinevere, for posting that address right now. And checking real quick to see who else is here right now. I don't see any other moderators, but I'm sure we've had a couple come in and out throughout the night. So we are really thankful to have you guys here in the chat room and to have you all watching from all different locations. And I see Some of you, let's see, looking at your different states, it was fun yesterday. I asked you all where you were from, and you all said different states at the same time. And so that was definitely cool to see where everyone was from. Love having global viewers watch from all around America. So real quick, I'm going to pull up and show you guys some of the different items you can receive if you happen to donate through Patreon. Also checking our live stream on Twitter right now, and want to make sure that there are no comments or questions over there. And shout out to everyone watching right now on Twitter. We are really glad to have you with us tonight. So like I said, switching over, if you do donate on Patreon, a few things you will be able to receive. I'll show you, but first, shout out to Gregory Ashe, my dad. Thank you so much for your $10 donation. He says, keep up the good work, #1. Thank you, appreciate that. So I'm going to show you the different things you can get. So this was our older mug. It's the white one with the Navy logo if you become a patron. But now we have a beautiful kind of navy bright blue mug with the red logo. And also we have new hats that our patrons can receive. And they're beautiful, just a navy hat with a white logo. I think it's really cute. I wear it all around town and tell everyone about Right Side Broadcasting Network every chance I get. So I hope you guys do the same, and would love to share those items with you. And we're so gracious for those that support us. And if you can't support us, we completely understand that. But please make sure to share this stream on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, MySpace if you still use it. Wherever you like to hang out on social media, would really love it if you could share that. Thank you guys so much. And going to be sharing with you more stories, more information. One very interesting one I wanted to share with you. I'm pulling up right now, and it's a popular story. It's actually one that I didn't mention at the beginning of the broadcast, so kind of a surprise story. As you know, Right Side Broadcasting Network did cover the Judge, now Justice Kavanaugh hearings. I broadcasted for 10 hours straight about that. And so it was actually really wonderful to be able to bring that to you. Well, now Justice Kavanaugh actually received a standing ovation from the Federalist Society. So I'm going to bring you guys some information about that. And this is from The Hill. So according to The Hill, newly confirmed Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh received a standing ovation at the Conservative Federalist Society's annual convention at the Mayflower Hotel in Washington, D.C. on Thursday. Now, a video of Justice Kavanaugh's introduction posted on Twitter by BuzzFeed News reporter Zoe Tillman shows Kavanaugh being met with loud applause and cheers from the crowd as the conservative justice was introduced. Now, Kavanaugh's appearance at the group's annual National Lawyers Convention in Washington was just one of the justice's first public appearances since his contentious but successful confirmation battle last month. Now, the Federalist Society, a conservative judicial policy group, is thought to have pitched Kavanaugh's nomination to President Trump, and the group's president, Leonard Leo, has advised President Trump for months on judicial nominees at various levels. Now, in 2001, Kavanaugh mentioned the group in an email chain uncovered by CNN in August, which he apparently complained about media coverage linking him to an ongoing relationship with the group, noting that he and others had resigned from the society. So I hope you enjoyed that. A quick story on Justice Kavanaugh. Also going to bring you some world news and going to show you some tweets from one of our other fantastic anchors, writers, producers, political analysts. She does a little bit of it all, Bailey Byers. She is definitely fantastic, and we are so thankful to have her here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. So I'm going to be pulling up some tweets she has just shared, which will lead into the next story. And like I said, if there are any stories at all that you'd like to hear me talk about that I haven't mentioned yet, send it to me on Twitter at Alyssa Ashe, RSBN. So I'm going to pull up a screen capture so that you are able to see it. And it should come up in just a second. It looks like it's being difficult right now. But until then, I will just tell you what she tweeted and some of the information, kind of what is exactly going on right now. So the Saudi journalist that was killed, Khashoggi, some new information about him. According to U.S. intel, the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the killing. And the Saudi government has previously denied the allegations. Now, President Trump and the White House has sanctioned 17 Saudis allegedly involved in the slaying. And he was killed last month in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. So I know many of you have been following that story. It's not a story that I've been bringing you much information about, but wanted to share that brief update with you tonight. Also, shout out to Marcavelli316. Thank you very much for your $5 donation. He says, Marcus R., keep up the good work. Really appreciate that. Thank you for your donation and continued support. And also, we'll be sharing with you Bailey's tweet, some more information. Like I said, she's one of our fantastic reporters. And she says, horrible situation, but definitely an ally we should tread lightly with, being that the Saudis play a critical role in countering Iranian aggression. So going to pull up some information, more information about this story. And this is kind of breaking it down, giving us more information to go off of. And this is from The Hill. So the CIA has concluded that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi since the country's consulate in Istanbul last month, the Washington Post reported Friday. Now, the agency has high confidence in its assessment, the newspaper reported, and the CIA reportedly examined multiple sources of intelligence in reaching its conclusion, including a call between the Crown's prince, brother Khalid bin Salman, and Khashoggi. Now, Khalid, who is the Saudi ambassador to the U.S., reportedly told Khashoggi, who was a columnist for the Post, that he should go to a country's consulate in Istanbul to get documents for his marriage to a Turkish woman, offering assurances that he would be safe. Now, people familiar with the call, reportedly intercepted by U.S. intelligence, told the Post that it wasn't clear if Khalid knew Khashoggi would be killed when he returned to the consulate, but said that he made the call at the direction of his brother. Now, the Saudi government has claimed that the Crown Prince was not involved in Khashoggi's death, and a spokesperson for the Saudi embassy in Washington issued a statement Friday denying that Khalid had any phone conversation with Khashoggi. Now, the spokesperson said the claims in the perpetuated assessment is false. We have and continue to hear theories without seeing the primary basis for these speculations. Now, the statement added that the ambassador met with Khashoggi once in late September 2017 for a cordial discussion, and they texted the following month. Now, according to The Hill, a spokesperson for the CIA didn't immediately return a request for comment from The Hill on Friday evening. And CIA Director Gina Haspel visited Turkey late last month and briefed President Trump on her findings once returning to the U.S. Now, Khashoggi disappeared after entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd to obtain papers for his marriage. Now, Turkish officials have said that he was killed by a Saudi hit squad shortly after entering the consulate, and was then dismembered and his body removed from the premises. Now, the Saudi government issued several conflicting explanations for his disappearance, and kind of looking into it right now. So the sanctions mark the United States' most sweeping punishment to date of Saudis over the journalist's killing. Now, however, NBC News reported Thursday that the White House is weighing deporting a Turkish dissident back to Turkey to try to get the country to ease the pressure it's putting on Saudi Arabia for conducting an assassination on its soil. Now, President Trump has appeared reluctant to impose any severe punishment on Saudi Arabia, including resisting calls to lessen or cancel an arms deal with the kingdom worth billions of dollars. So that is an update on Jamal Khashoggi. I apologize, I've been saying it wrong for a minute. It is Jamal Khashoggi. So an update there. Going to move on to the next story. Wanted to bring you an update on the wildfires in California, something that we spent a lot of time on yesterday during the nightly news recap. Now, according to CBS News, firefighters have gained ground against two deadly California wildfires on Friday as residents in northern parts of the state faced a new threat: the dirtiest air quality levels in the world. And the death toll stood at 66 across the state, and more than 600 people remain missing, according to officials. Now, rain could help knock down the flames Tuesday evening, but officials said it could also complicate efforts to find human remains. In some cases, search crews were finding little more than bones and bone fragments. Now, according to CBS News, the Camp Fire all but leveled the town of Paradise and heavily damaged the outlying communities of Magalia and Concow on November 8th, destroying 9,700 houses and 144 apartment buildings. Now, it was 45% contained as of Friday evening and posed no immediate threat to populated areas. So kind of just going to share with you some statistics of the fires that we are still seeing. The Camp Fire, of course, in Northern California, above Sacramento and San Francisco, located in Butte County. Right now, 142,000 acres of land have been burned, and it's 45% contained right now. There are 63 fatalities confirmed. And so from all of us at Right Side Broadcasting Network, we're keeping everyone affected by the wildfires in our thoughts and prayers. Now, 11,862 structures have been destroyed, including homes. Now, the Woolsey Fire, which is in Southern California, located in Los Angeles County, 98,362 acres of land burned, just absolutely destroyed. It's 69% contained right now, and 3 fatalities have been confirmed. And 616 structures destroyed, 57,000 individuals in danger. It was very heartbreaking. Earlier, I was watching news reports on it on Fox News, and they had a reporter there, and you could tell she was just emotionally moved by the story. She's been very invested in it for the past few days, and she was spending time with some individuals who were actually camped out in a Walmart parking lot, all ages. There were babies there, there were elderly individuals there, and they're asked to be out by Sunday because they're expecting rain next week, and hopefully they'll be able to have a shelter or a place to stay for the holidays as Thanksgiving is approaching. Now I'm going to prepare the nightcap for you, and the nightcap is kind of what we have at the end of a broadcast that's a little more fun, some more uplifting stories. So stay tuned for that. Going to bring it to you in just a second, so don't go anywhere. Stay right here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. Was going to pull that up for you, but it's not letting me switch. So don't go anywhere. We'll just finish it off right here in just a second. I apologize. My program is freezing tonight and being extremely complicated. So definitely going to do a hard restart before the next broadcast. Sorry about that. I had some pictures and different things I wanted to show you all, but it's not letting me. So stay tuned. We'll just finish it out right here. I'm going to pull up some of those final stories. Shout out to all of our viewers that have sent it to me so far. Thank you very much, British Patriot, for sending this positive story. Really appreciate it. And it was actually published by Fox News that the Los Angeles Rams have raised more than $1 million for California wildfire victims. So the Los Angeles Rams stepped up to help their neighbors affected by the deadly wildfires in California, raising $1.1 million for victims, according to multiple reports. Now, the NFL team held a telethon on Wednesday night to raise money for a wildfire relief fund, partnering with the United Way of Greater Los Angeles. USA Today reported. Now, it was aired by CBS 2 and KCAL9 in Los Angeles. Now, additionally, the Rams also gave complimentary tickets to first responders and victims of the disasters in Southern California, according to CBS LA. Now, according to Fox News, the wildfires in Northern and Southern California have killed more than 60 people and destroyed thousands of homes, also prompting the evacuation of hundreds of thousands. Now, at least 56 people were killed in and nearby the town of Paradise, which was leveled by the fires. And it's the nation's deadliest wildfire in a century. Now, more than 5,000 fire personnel are battling the blaze that started a week ago and has displaced 52,000 people. Authorities also raised the number of homes destroyed by the wildfire to 9,700. Now, according to Fox News, officials said they have a missing persons list with 631 names on it. The high number of missing people probably includes some who fled the blaze and don't realize they've been reported missing. This is according to Butte County Sheriff Corey Honea. Now, the Rams did cancel practice last week after a wildfire forced about 20 players and coaches to evacuate their homes, and just one day after the Rams were stunned by a mass shooting less than 5 miles from their training complex in Thousand Oaks, they were forced to make big changes in their normal game week routine by 2 wildfires burning in Ventura and Los Angeles counties. Now, the Rams 9-1 and the Kansas City Chiefs 9-1 will face off Monday night in a much anticipated game in LA between the top 2 teams in each conference. Now, want to thank you all for joining us here on Right Side Broadcasting Network for another nightly news recap. I know some of you had questions and may have sent me stories that I didn't have a chance to get to. I do apologize for that, but just know that I did see it and I will be sharing those answers with you very soon. So stay tuned as we will bring you more programming. We are taking some time off for Thanksgiving. So we will not have the nightly news recap next week, but we will be on the week after Thanksgiving. So join us as we return in a little over a week, and we'll be very excited to bring you guys more authentic, original programming. Thank you all so much for joining us here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. Once again, I'm your host, Alyssa Ashe, and I hope you all have